Welcome back to the Nightlife podcast. I am Julio Zambrano, your nightlife entrepreneur. Remember to follow us on our website. Actually, no, don't follow our website. Follow our YouTube channel and follow the nightlifepodcast.com. Go check out every episode over there. Today, we're going to answer a question from one of the listeners, followers, now someone who I actually call a friend, Deshae Maitland from Toronto, Canada. Deshae sent us a question that is making me jump ahead in time with my projects, but I'm going to go ahead and answer it for him because he's going a little faster than I thought. How do you go from promoter to owner? All right. So let me tell you guys a little bit about Deshae first. Deshae is somebody who is 23 years old who was thinking a few months back about leaving the industry and read my book on Amazon, by the way, The Nightlife Entrepreneur. You can go get that. And the book has, I guess, a kind of motivational feel to it. And it has a lot of information at the same time. So Dee decided, you know what, I'm going to give it another try, and he started applying some of the stuff. And he also started writing and asking questions and going back and forth. And I was able to interview him. Actually, you can check him out, season 2, episode 1. You can see the interview with Dee. But in December of this past year, Deshae won, and his company Dynasty Events, they won a trophy for Best Promoting Company and Best Promoter in Toronto. So believe me when I say this works. They're doing their job, but I'm hoping that whatever they took from here was able to help them out and to go in that direction. And now he's going to be one of the few people that are going to be doing the first courses that are going to come out soon, Get Paid to Party courses, which will be out. I don't know when you're going to be listening to this, but they will be out about in February of this year. So let's get back to the question. How do you go from promoter to owner? All right. First things first, there are 3 types of owners. Over there, yes. Somebody wants to get a drink at the bar. All right, so there are 3 types of owners. Guy with the money, the guy that understands management, and the guy that understands marketing. So the guy with the money. All right, sorry, I almost lost you guys there a little bit because somebody wanted to get a drink and they took the cable in the middle. That's giving me this light that makes me look beautiful. So anyway, I was saying that there's 3 types: the money guy, the manager, and the manager type, and the marketing guy. The money person is usually somebody who has simply a lot of money or some money put away and decides, you know what, I want to open a bar, I want to open a restaurant. Those people tend to fail about 100% of the time. There's no way that you can just, because you have money, open a bar, open a restaurant, and you're going to make it. It's just no way. You got to have the right tools, okay? Then you have that second person, which is the management person. And let's say that somebody with the money, okay, somebody with the money decides to join forces, okay, with somebody with the managerial experience, okay? You got somebody with the money. Should somebody get that call? All right. So the person with the money and the managerial experience person join forces and they open something. Okay. They don't have 100% chance of failing, but probably about 70% chances of failure because there's still something missing, okay? Then you have the marketing guys. These are the people who understand how to bring people to the business and all that kind of stuff. Okay. And this is where Deshae is at because you're a promoter, right? A main promoter. If you are coming from the marketing world, you have about a 50% chance to make it. But remember, you still need the money guy because you got to join forces. So what is the recommendation? Okay, so if you have the money guy and you have a good marketing person together, 50% chance. Why? because that marketing person is still missing that managerial part. You still need good service, you still need to have a good product, and you can't be doing everything. So the equation is money guy, managing experience guy or girl, by the way, and marketing experience person. Okay, meaning managing partner and marketing partners and investing partner. So with those three together, that's where you get at least 80% chance of making it. So about 20% chance of failure. And that 20%, I'm just leaving it to, things that you just can't help. Anything that's just outside of the, they build a massive club right next to you and they kill you, whatever. Just things that could happen. So there are three, let's look at the process of how those people go into buying clubs. The money guy, simple. Inheritance, whatever, investments, whatever it was, they just have the money and they decide to do it. That's very easy. They just go the wrong way most of the time. Now, the managerial side is usually somebody who starts as the staff member anywhere in the service side of the hospitality business, a bartender. I've seen barbacks who own clubs. I mean, you name it, any position in the business. Making sure that you go through the manager position, the general manager position. That's the last position that you need to be at before you can take that leap and being able to grow into having your own place. Now, in the marketing side of the business, the process starts from outside of the business, meaning you're a promoter. You are you're hired by a club, but you're not part of the club. You're not an employee of any one club. Normally, you are working by yourself. You're self-employed, and you just end up being the one who learns the part of the business that brings the people, which is very important. So career as a promoter, and then you start becoming a nightlife entrepreneur when you realize that there's more to this. It's not just a hobby, it's a long-term business, and you end up growing into that. So since Deshae and most of the listeners are from the marketing side of the business, I am going to tell you the direct process that you should be taking. You should start in this business as a sub-promoter. Learn how to do that, do it well, and do it for a few years. Then become your own, company and build as a main promoter. Build, a good, strong business that is doing 2-3 nights. When you grow and you learn that well, then you can call yourself a strong main promoter. People are going to be looking for you. So at that point, you can start doing something that's going to get your feet wet in more what other people are doing and the numbers and all that kind of stuff, which is consulting. A lot of the consulting firms do like a lot of the bar stuff, A lot of consulting comes from management and from bartenders, old bartenders. Consulting from the marketing side, you don't see that much, and it is very important to build that, the experience that you have in marketing when you come to consult is going to mean a lot to any business that you consult. So that's where you're going to learn in that part of the process where you're at. If you realize that the questions that the venues or clubs have are questions that you have answers to, which I bet you will, that's when you're going to realize, okay, I have what it takes for that. So at that point, then you need to find two things, which is your partners. You need to find a managing partner first. So you look for somebody who maybe you worked with at some point in time, who that might be thinking of retiring from working at a club that they're working at, or the different clubs, and they want to take the next step. Somebody you trust, somebody that when you dealt with them, everything worked fine and all that kind of stuff. And you offer them a business, you guys will have to talk about the percentages and all that kind of stuff, because every deal will be different for sure. There's no one written, law of the percentages a business is gonna, how it works. So after you find your managing partner, which you will need, even though you will learn in your career a lot about clubs and about running a bar and all that kind of stuff, don't think that you know enough. Don't think that it's only drinks and hiring staff. It's a lot more to that. Then you find the money guy. You guys together do that. The two of you will be, on that, journey of finding your right investor. And believe me, that's not hard. But the main thing about finding an investor is making sure that you get a very nice, very professional proposal. You might, be good at that, or you may not. In today's world, everything can be done for hire. Go to Fiverr.com and hire somebody to do it for you. It's just very easy to do, outsource, or go on YouTube and find a way. But in the end, that's all you need to do. A good presentation, find the investor, put the managing partner, yourself, all together, and that is how you start your own thing. There is a shortcut to it, but I do not recommend it. And I have done it in the past, but I do not recommend it. I have owned 10 different clubs here in Miami, and let's say that 50-50. Half of them we put money, half of them we did with somebody else's money. We just grew into deciding at some point, I don't want any partners, so we're gonna do this on our own. Or sometimes we said, you know what, we're gonna do something bigger and we do want partners. But one of the times we did this equation, and it's just not the best, but I'm gonna tell you what it is. You shortcut the first two steps, meaning you can't get away from that. Stop promoting and promoting. But then instead of consulting and finding a manager and the money person, you find a nightclub that is suffering, someone who's not doing the sales, a place that you like, a place that you think would be good for your niche, your clientele, but it's not doing as well as they could. Maybe a place that you work one night, but they're not doing well on the other nights. Something that you know that you could help out. Remember, you can't be the one filling up the place every day, even though you're a promoter. It's not good for a good promoter to have one place different nights. You need to understand that whenever you get a place, you're gonna be hiring other promoters to help you out in the different nights. That's one thing that you gotta make sure you and your partners know and understand. But you might be the missing link to that venue that is suffering and doesn't have the right sales. So, hey, I hope that helps, and I hope it answers your question, D, about how to become an owner. I know if you have any more questions, you're gonna write for sure, and I'll be glad to answer them. Maybe I'll do an episode on the percentages and the way they can be split and all that kind of stuff. But for now, guys, remember, my course is gonna start soon. Get Paid to Party course is gonna start in February, and there's just a lot of information. This one is only gonna be based on the sub-promoter level for the entry level, but it has a lot of information that works for the main promoters as well. Even marketing partners. We forget about a lot of the stuff that I'm teaching here, which is the core of the business. We skip a lot of the steps. So it's good to go back into this. And and remember, the next course is going to come right after, which is for the main promoter and the marketing partnership, which is what I'm talking about right now. There will be a course on this as well. So hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I'm going to go have a beer now, and I will see you next week. Nightlifepodcast.com. Remember to follow me at the Nightlife Entrepreneur on Instagram, and find us on iTunes, Spotify, on YouTube. See you next week.